We've Got a Right to Pick a Little Fight Bonanza. This is one of 8 comic books in this lot, and I'm going to show them all to you. We're going to show you the front cover, we'll show you the back cover, and we will show you the internals as well. Just a few shots of the inside pages. We're going to do that fairly quickly, just not to waste your time, but we do take this in high definition, so you can always pause, zoom, go back, look over every little nook and cranny, and of course we've got the photos in the catalog as well, so you know what you're going to get when you bid on it. We'll do this wiggle jiggle to let the light shine all over. Get in every nook and cranny there so you don't miss any little bends, scratches, folds, etc. You can see some folding on there already. A little bit of crease across the cover. Not the best in the world, but still a nice, passable, readable copy. Back cover looking pretty good as well, as you can see right here. We'll give it the old wiggle jiggle on that one as well to let that light really shine off. And then, of course, my opinion of the covers. I might say that this is cream, off-white. You might say that it's white. You might say that it's yellow. Rather than rely on my opinion, we're going to show you a couple of the internal pages here just to give you an idea of the quality and condition. That way you can judge. You are the best judge of what it is that you collect and you want to buy. So that's why we give that to you. We're moving on next to Life with Archie. This is from May of '67, so well over 50 years old, looking pretty good for its age. This is number 61. I'm going to show you a little bit of rough spots here, of course, at the top and bottom in the corners. That's what often happens. A little bit of ticking on the spine. Let that light do its dazzle. Light's going to do what it does. We're going to do what we do as we flip it over onto the back. We'll show you a little bit of what's going on here. Again, for a 50-year-old comic, certainly very fantastic. And we'll open it up. We'll get a couple of white spots here for you so you can really see the color of the pages. And of course, we'll show you quality and condition of the inside pages as well. And that's going to do it for this Life with Archie. We'll move on to some Harvey comics, competitor, so to speak, of Archie back in the day, and this is Little Dot. Now, I want to point out these staples on it right here. They are not in great condition. You can see some rust on those. Again, for a 50-year-old comic, not surprising, but that can be indicative of some water stains on the inside, so we're going to check that out. Let's take a look at the back cover as well. Ready for a roundup with Daisy right there as we wiggle jiggle. And let's take a condition look here. Don't look at the top. That's supposed to be yellow. We want to look at the bottom where it is white. That's colored yellow. That's not age. You can see that throughout the rest of it here as we check out the condition and quality. And I'm not seeing any water damage to it. At least not anything significant there. So that means that it didn't get wet, and that's what rusted the staples. That's fantastic. It probably just means from environmental exposure. So you can see a little bit of stress on those staples, though. I want you to be aware of that. So I want you to know about that on the cover. Again, you can see just where it's just over the years. Johnny, open it up, going to read it, puts a little bit of strain here and there on those staples, and the cover becomes a little bit looser over time. We're moving on to some Marvel Spotlight. In particular, it is The Son of Satan. Always amazes me that this in the, mid-70s was not just... I suppose by the 80s with the Satanic Panic, this would have been a no-go. But it always amazes me that they were able to name a comic book this, and parents weren't completely outraged, especially after the EC and the Comics Code had really kicked in by that point. All right, we're going to show you the back of it here. And then, nonetheless, it's a fun comic. I hope somebody gets a chance to read it. I want to point out there is some repair work here going on. There's a little bit of tear up on the top of that cover, so I want you to be aware of it. As we move on to the inside pages, and on the inside you can see quality and condition, and oh boy, here's a Marvel stamp. So this is a 74 is when this would have been released. There's one of your Marvel value stamps. Always love those Marvel value stamps. Whenever we get a collection in and we get a chance to see those, it's just fun. They're kind of a surprise, as they would have been in '74, but for us they're also a surprise just to see those out in the wild still in somebody's collection. Soon it'll be in your collection. This is Master of Kung Fu, The Hands of Shang-Chi. This is also from 74, so we'll see if we run across a Marvel value stamp in there as well. This one is not in great condition. Obviously, it's been well read, well loved, so we'll check it on out. You can see some issues here, including that top, what is to you the top left corner. You can see some damage there. Also a little bit of splitting near the spine in the top right corner, so not one that you're going to send in to get graded probably, but certainly a great reader copy to fill some holes in your collection. Let's open it up, take a gander on the inside. And again, you can see quality and condition of the pages. Here's a nice white page so you can get an idea of the color of this. And we'll just flip through all around. Just a nice, good copy from the 70s. Again, some of that stress that you'll see on the spine and the staples. Pretty consistent with a piece of this age. Moving on, more good stuff for you with Kull the Destroyer. Now this one has been well loved. I'm not gonna catalog all the discrepancies with this cover here. We're not gonna go and list every little flaw because, as you can see, it's got quite a few. But we'll give you a quick overview, and you can decide for yourself. Again, you can always zoom in on those pictures. We record them in as high def as possible. In fact, this the original recording of this is at 8K. It gets kind of downgraded by the time it reaches you. You're probably seeing it in maybe 1080p, but still plenty of ability to see any of those nooks and crannies on there. And of course, we take the high def photos for the catalog. We're going to show you the back cover here as well. Again, some issues with this. This is not one that you're going to frame and put on a wall, but it's certainly one you'll put in your collection and read and enjoy. This is number 15 from Kull, so right in the middle there, you get a chance to pick up on the story action and really see what's going on. Some stress there on the cover and on the staples. And we'll go through this real quick. And there you have it. That's your Kull number 15 from August of 74. As we move on to Classics Junior. You remember these? This is number 512 from 1964, so close to 60 years old now. It's got some wear, it's got some tear, it has seen better days. But looking pretty nice in terms of a readable copy. Yeah, wiggle jiggle on the cover so you can really see everything. Check it out at your leisure. You can see that spine roll on it right there. It's obviously been flattened over time. Off center with the spine. You can see some wear on the top there. We already pointed out those staples, so you got a chance to see those. And we'll open it up here now. We do want to point out that has been colored. Johnny had fun with this back in the day. He did a great job of it, but and in his defense, it said color this with crayons, and somebody did. Some kid out there 50 years ago did exactly what he was told, but that might not be exciting to you. I love that. I love the fact that a kid got a chance to read this and enjoy it, play with this comic and really have fun. But that means that you perhaps do not get a chance to do that. Maybe you would have liked to have colored that windmill and you might not get a chance, but you can always just color over top of it if that's what you like. But I do want to point that out. It's obviously a condition issue, so we want to make you aware of it. As we move on to our Luke Cage Power Man for our last comic of this particular grouping. It's number 17 from February of 74. Would this have had a Marvel value stamp? I don't know. We'll find out. A lot of 74 comics in this particular collection, in this grouping of 8. Yeah, now this is also one of those ones we're not going to detail and catalog every single flaw on this cover because it's got quite a few. But if you're just looking to fill out that holes in your collection, this is a nice one. And back when Luke Cage was a little bit more innocent of a character, I don't know if you've gotten a chance to see some of the more modern versions of Cage, printed in Marvel Comics that were not so child-friendly, let's just say. But this is pretty fun. I suppose given the time, this was its own version of not child-friendly, but still. RW up there we see, up in the top left corner, so obviously young Johnny, as we call him. Any consigner from back in the day, or any owner of this previous, any child that would have owned this, we just call him randomly Johnny. Obviously wrote his initials in there. So if that detracts from it, just remember you've got 7 more in this collection. So we're going to show you all 8 of them. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get all 8 for 1 money. 1 bid, 1 lot, 1 way to do it. That's to head on over to TheBigToyAuction.com. And you can leave those pre-bids right now. The auction is live. It is ready to go. It's waiting for you to join. Or we always recommend that you come on back, join us live on auction day. That's the best way to get these into your collection. Either way, we look forward to seeing you at the auction.